All right, guys, so I forgot to do conditions of the day, and I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what we're doing on a breakdown of how we're approaching this practice. Guys, make sure you're watching these practice videos. I'm going to get more in depth and start giving you guys the things that you want on these practice videos on how to break these lakes down and how to find fish. Number one, conditions of the day, guys, we've got our first real major warm front that's moving in. It's moving in. The tournament is on Saturday. We're practicing on Thursday and Friday. I've got my buddy Jeremy with me. We're going to be practicing the lower end of Cherokee, looking for the brown fish. The reason why is because AJ knows this lake pretty well, but he knows more about those mean greens, so those largemouth that are around mid-lake and up. So he's going to go practice up there for a couple days. I'm going to practice down here. I, as you guys can go back and watch, you know, have a little bit of history with smallmouth. So conditions of the day, the watercolor is the first thing that really kind of threw me off. Generally, this lake is pretty clear. Now, they raised it really quickly last week or the week before, and then they dropped it, and they dropped it a few feet as practice and the tournament kind of happened, which will make these fish uneasy about coming up and getting on the beds. Now, we do have a new moon coming up on, I think it was Monday, which means that day one or the tournament was going to be on the third day before the new moon. So there were going to be some that were moving up on the bed, and so what I was going to do was go down and really look at the areas where these fish were going to spawn. Now, how did I approach that? Because the water was, you know, a foot to 2 feet, the closer you got down, maybe not even 2 feet, viz, you know, what I decided to do is I was going to use moving baits, because I knew I had a lot of area to cover, and so what I wanted to do was cover that area thoroughly. A lot of times when those smallmouth are up on the bed, what they'll do is when you run a bait through, they'll just kind of jump on it, peck at it, to run it out of their bed, to scare it out of their bed. So I wanted to take baits that I could work fast, but not crazy fast, because as the spawners pull up, they don't necessarily commit right off the bat. So you'll get these males that are making these big circles, while at the same time I was going to try and find in those areas, the areas where those females might be pulled back on as they get ready to move up. So what I was going to do is I was going to start on the north side of the lake, and smallmouth will spawn on so many different things. You know, some of the lakes I fish, Top Secret Lake S or South Holston, to Cherokee, you know, they'll begin to spawn in different areas and on different things. Cherokee, they'll spawn on these big rocks and these big rock crevices, but they'll also spawn first a lot of times on pea gravel banks. And so that's where I was going to start out, because it was early spawn, but we weren't going to leave any rocks unturned, so to speak. So some of the stuff that I was going to be using was, you know, since it was, you know, high sky, the water temps were in that 62 first thing in the morning, and you know, since the air temps are going to be upper 70s to 80 degrees these 2 days, it's only going to warm the water up even more. Now, tournament day, we're going to look at some winds and some real heavy rains, so it may change things. The temperatures still going to be pretty decent in that mid to low 70s, but the bad news is it's going to be kind of a cold front that's going to move in on tournament day. But if we can find the smallmouth, and a lot of times on this lake, as you've seen for a lot of your pros and opens, you know, professional tours, it's generally won on smallmouth. But the reason AJ is up there looking for those green fish is because when you're working bedding smallmouth, you're working light baits, and if we get some strong winds, It's going to be hard to fish those, so it may turn it into a largemouth tournament. And we want to have our bases covered. So, like I said, it's going to be bluebird skies, but we're going to have a little bit of wind. So some of the baits that we're going to be using, we're going to be throwing a wobblehead, which is a great search bait, soft plastic swim bait, and of course a crankbait. Now, one of the things about a crankbait that I like to use, this is a crawl crankbait, but I want it to match the bottom. All right, let's get after them. Hey guys, just met one of my subscribers at the boat ramp. I'll let him introduce himself.
Randy Newsom here, guys. I'm from Pikeville, Kentucky. I own a archery and fishing store called 3R Outdoors LLC on Facebook. Won't you guys check us out sometimes?
Be sure you go check them out, brother. I always appreciate it.
Hey,
thank you very much,
talking to us,
man.
buddy.
Thank you. Oh, you got one? Nope. But I got drilled. I drilled something or got drilled. Oh, look at that. I literally threw that right on top of that damn log. This video is obviously just going to be a blooper roll.
Hey, the way I've been doing the videos, that works too.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, you know. I'm not trying to make fun of it. All right, tell the BassGeek Nation what we're doing.
All right, guys, so what we found is a little point out here. Now, this water has risen a ton, and it came up really fast. And what we're seeing is a whole bunch of shad that are out from about that 12 to 15 foot mark. So what we're doing right now is we're just graphing. We had a bite on this. We graphed a few fish together. Got a bite on my ledge head, underspin, and one of my Bass Munitions swim baits. So we took one bite on it, but we didn't get any more. So what I'm doing is I'm just graphing to see if these fish have spread out, if they're farther up on the point. You know, it's sunny, but there's just this little bit of cloud cover. The water is stained up pretty good, maybe 2 foot of viz, but it's got a little dirt to it. You know, seeing some brush piles down here. But I'm just graphing this spot. If this, you know, you always hear that, you know, rising water, that the fish go with it. That's not always true. Sometimes they'll hold back and make sure it becomes stable, especially in these lakes that they fluctuate a lot. And on Cherokee, they fluctuate this lake a ton. So they'll sit back and wait a few days before they really make the push to the bank. And so I'm just going to spend a few minutes graphing this, and then we're going to go cover a bunch of other stuff. But if we kind of keep seeing this sort of stuff, we'll probably back off and start fishing deeper. You know, I think a lot of people are thinking, and myself included, with the water temp this morning right at 60, 61, I think a lot of people are going to think these fish are up spawning, but that may not be the case just yet. My opinion is they're still a few days away from that. Probably that first wave will probably pull up on that new moon. Now, again, we haven't fished enough stuff for me to say that beyond the shadow of a doubt. But there's definitely fish up here. They're just spread out, and that makes them so hard to catch. I'll get it up here pretty tight. We should be able to parallel this for the most part. Oh, got one. Sure that's a fish?
I'm pretty sure, but this reel is not.
Oh hell, what do you got?
I don't know, but it's
Easy. Don't horse him, don't horse him. That's fine. I bet that's a drum. 20 bucks says it's a drum. Don't force it. See if that a striper. It's a striper. He's going to the house and going in a pot.
It's a good one, whatever it is.
Come over. Come over. Won't you be a catfish?
I don't know. Catfish, maybe.
Do you feel like he's rolling or is he shaking his head?
It feels like he's rolling.
Oh God, it's a catfish if he's rolling. Nope, that's a striper.
This reel is not liking it.
No, it's fine. Let it take the drag. That's what you want it to do. You don't want it to. That's a good one too, dude. Holy shit, bro.
My arm's sore now. I was just trying to get a hold of it.
Look at that. That is a, I think that's a, well, his lines are broke, so that might be a hybrid white. I can't tell if they're broke right here or not. So it's either a stripe or a white. Jeremy, is that the biggest one you've ever caught?
That's the biggest one I've ever caught.
That's a good one.
Got it. Nope.
I got it. $8.75. Well, just bent the ring out.
Did what?
It bent the ring out. Did you see it?
Did it really?
Yeah.
Alright, you ready to go home, little man?
Yeah, I'm wrong.
Mono, right?
Huh?
Mono for top water, right?
Yeah, but technically, no. Okay, let's try it on. Let's try it on this. Technically, you want a floating worm to sink. Damn, don't tell me I didn't bring my
Oh, I got one.
You got one? Fucking drum. Jesus. That's sharp. That ain't even a
I was
drum.
hard to say, that ain't a car. That's a...
All right, sweetheart, come on. Get that camera going and get up here. I want you up here with me. Damn, I'm bossy, ain't I? I'm the BassGeek, you better understand it. I want me and you working together on this, because like where I throw, I want you to make sure you're not throwing, that we're staying, about 5 foot off of each other, so that we're not hitting the same spots, because if they are on the bed, they'll be in a spot this big, and where it's so muddy right now. Let's see what we got. Visibility. I keep wanting to put 2 V's in visibility. That ain't too bad. It's about the same, about 2 foot. About right there. Yeah, about 2 foot. So throw up shallow, but hits like he said, they'll probably be, and most of the hits that I've been getting are really about right in here. So I'm gonna, yeah. So I'm gonna keep us So see, look here, I put a little natural scent on it so it smells natural. So you throw right at them bushes. And so, you know, you kind of pay attention and play off where I'm throwing, which this rock is a little bit bigger. And just see how fast I'm dragging it. I mean, all you gotta do is drag it, stop, reel down, drag it, stop, reel down. Because he's right, if they're there, they'll come off and hit it. I'm gonna get a little ahead of us because we was a little behind. Let's start throwing out this direction. This rock right here I'm not real happy about, but that up there is what I'm really looking at. Really, that over there looked better than this did, but from a distance, you know. So basically what we're gonna do is we're just gonna stay. I got us in about 12. And it seemed like most of the bites were, see, that crankbait might have got them reacting, you know. Just a reaction bite. It come right through their bed. It looked like a crawdad. They just wanted to, you know, boom, get out of here. I'm trying to make sweet love to my girl. Hey, we got 2 fish caught, so we got a video. It's not going to be a bass fishing video.
Junk fishing 101.
Yeah. Throw right up there at that dock. Throw over top of me, actually. That's what you need to be doing. When I get about halfway in, that's what you do right there. And then I'll see where you're at, and I'll go up about 10 foot. I can see where them 2 big boulders are right there. Bloop. Now see, every place we have gotten bit has been in a place where we've had birds like this up here, sitting on the bank. So, you know, that's why I think they're not on the bed, what we're finding. And see, I have to disagree with the fact that he's like, oh, 61 water temp, water temp. I'm not big on the water temp being the only thing that puts them on the bed, you know. But it's length of day too, and and length of day means just as much, in my opinion. Hey everybody, let's play pine cone or turd. Looks like it'll be a little rough coming out, but you never know. Could have ate some corn nuts just last night. God dang it, maybe not. Oh,
As another tree floats to the surface.
dude, that wasn't a fish. It pissed me calling.
Oh, well,
I mean, I know there's some bigger rock right there. That had to be right, dude. Had to be. Because I just made the same damn cast. Well, today has sucked. You know, it's pretty much kind of been my whole fishing season at this point. You know, I don't remember if I told you in the last one, but Jeremy caught basically a 9-pound stripe. So, you know, and a carp. So, and that's it. We've had a few bites. We're trying to determine if they're on the beds or if they're on, you know, those areas leading in to spawning areas. Right now we have had no luck really with any of it. I've had a few hit a crankbait really hard on pea gravel banks, but we've kind of fished a few more of those. We've pulled out some, you know, dragon baits, Ned rigs, that sort of stuff. I mean, you can see it's a bluebird sky. I mean, we're on a big portion of the lake, a big section. Show them down that way, Jeremy. I mean, so I mean, you can see we're out here on a big section. The wind's blowing up this way, but you can see how calm it is right now. That says a lot. It's supposed to be 80 today. They may be on the bed somewhere. We just haven't found them. I know everybody that I've talked to are like, are they on the beds? Are they on the beds? Personally, I don't think they are. I think even if those ones back there that hit that crankbait were on the bed. I think they were males just guarding a area, starting to kind of mark their spots. Now, by this weekend, that very easily could change. But, you know, we got some clouds and some storms rolling in too. And they're moving water in this lake and supposed to be moving it for, well, until further notice. They're sluicing, so, you know, we've got current. And a lot of the shad that we've seen, which if, you know, they're ready to move up on the beds, they're not interested in shad, but the shad are out in 12 and 15 feet of water. And to me, that says that, you know, these bass may be just off and waiting out there in that deeper 12 to 15 feet, because they raise this pretty quickly. I don't think it's fish, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of our day. I mean, we've covered a lot of stuff, and it's been a grind. So it is what it is, but now we gotta go down the lake. All right, guys, so that pretty much does it for the day. It was a tough day. You seen Jeremy catch that awesome striped bass. You know, this is part of practice. Practice is eliminating bites. And, you know, truthfully, at the end of practice, you know, day 1 and day 2, which is kind of a combined video of what you're seeing here, the God's honest truth is I knew that the smallmouth were coming to the beds, but there were going to be a very limited amount of them there. I also knew that most of the boats were probably going to target those smallmouth. So I knew that a lot of the boats were going to be down that direction. And so my hopes were that AJ was having a better practice. He was kind of getting on some greenfish so that we could fill a limit out and, you know, maybe go that direction. And the reason why is because, you know, we also drew a very late draw. I think it was, we're boat 174. So, you know, if a lot of the field go down there, I think they're going to be spawning in very specific places. And to be fishing for bedding bass behind people is going to be extremely tough. So we may be better off looking at new locations. But keep watching, see how the tournament turned out for us, what we did, what changes we made, and how the weather affected us. And you know, as always, questions and comments in the comment section below. Guys, let me know what you want to see more of. I always tell you, this is your channel. I'm here for you. I want to do things with and for you guys. You know, I answer every single comment that is in the comment section below, because I truly do appreciate every single individual that sticks it out with my channel through the good or the bad. And I'm going to show you the good or the bad. It's not going to be, you know, everything's great all the time. I'm not a pro angler. I'm not on the water every single day. I'm one of you guys. I'm out there on the water once, if I'm lucky, a week, 2-3 times, and that's really it. So I'm doing the best I can do, just like the rest of you. All right. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you guys ring that bell so you get the notification when these videos come out. And as always, oh, pay attention. We're giving the mystery tackle box away at the end of this video. You guys rock. All right, guys, here you can see this is the mystery tackle box. Let's see who's going to win it this month. The pro. Going to filter those duplicates and include the replies, because I do know some of you guys forget. Let's close that. So 117 comments, and the winner is Mud Dogger. All right, man. Good video. Like I said before, thanks for sharing. Hashtag Popper. All right, Mud Dogger, you know the drill. I'll go ahead and comment as soon as this video comes out, letting you know that you did win. And of course, I'll go ahead and shoot you my email, which is bassgeek.biteme@gmail.com. You go ahead and send me your information. I will verify, of course, you are who you say you are, because we've got some irritating folks out there that try to steal your all's winnings. But we'll get that sent out to you as soon as we get that information. Thank you again. As always, you guys rock.